Hey guys, I'm Pätty and today we want to talk about reading sheet music. Reading sheet music could be very important if you play with other musicians, no matter which language they speak. I know some of your famous stars will say they don't know anything about musical theory, not to mention reading music. But let me tell you the truth. I think there are a couple of things you have to know without which you aren't able to make cool stuff with your instrument or with your band or whatever. Also, I think it's very nice to know everything about your instrument and your hobby or your passion or whatever. I think it's a really cool thing if you can say, hey, we play in E minor. Oh, cool, I know everything about E minor. Oh, pentatonic, I know pentatonic. I think it's a very cool thing, and it's a very cool feeling if you play in a band or with other musicians. Anyway, you are here to learn how to read music, otherwise you hadn't opened the video. So let's start with the basics. This is a staff. The staff consists of 5 lines and 4 spaces. Each line and each space represent a different letter, a different note, which in turn represents a note from A to G. If you don't know the notes of the musical theory, please go to my video where I show the chromatic scale. Next we have a couple of clefs, but the most common ones are the treble clef and the bass clef. The treble clef has the ornamental letter G. This inner circle or inner swirl, or the swirl of the inner circle, encircle the G line where the note G sits. This clef notates the higher notes for instruments like the saxophone or the violin with a higher pitch. There are some mnemonics to remember which space or which line stands for a note or a letter. I show you the most common ones. For the lines, we have every good boy does fine. It means that the notes on the lines are the E, the G, the B, the D and the F. And for the space between the lines, we have the word face. This means that the notes F, A, C and E from the bottom are the notes between the lines. All notes together from line E to line F are E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E and F. And here is an example on the saxophone. Keep in mind that the saxophone is a transposing instrument. This means if I play a C on the saxophone, you don't hear the C and it's not the C on the piano. It's a B flat, but for this example it's sufficient. But of course there are some more notes than from E to F. If your instrument is able to play higher tones above the F, the only thing you have to do is to go further and make some new lines and leave spaces between the lines. The new lines are called ledger lines. I show you what I mean on the instrument. And of course it's the same way if we go lower than E. So the last note I played was the B, the lowest note I played. The lowest note was the B. And everything below the B is notated in the bass clef for instruments like cello or tuba or the left side of the piano. The doo, doo, doo. Yeah, is the lowest notes. It is called the F clef because the two dots between the two dots is the F line. So it's called the F clef. So here are a couple of mnemonics. Good boys do fine always. It's for the lines, and for the space between the lines, it's all cows eat grass. Yes, it means on the lines there is a G, a B, a D, a F, and an A. And between the lines it's an A, a C, a E, and a G. That's it. And for every note below the G, we do the same thing we did in the treble clef with the E. You make some new lines, leave space between, and you can go lower. Okay, here's the range of notes you learned in this video. But please note that there are no sharps or flats yet, because you will learn everything about sharps and flats in the Circle of Fifths video. So I think it's enough for one video. If you memorize the stuff in this video, go over to part 2. And I say goodbye, hasta luego und tschüss.